Greetings, family. Chakesha here. Welcome to my channel, Quilting Edition. Today I'm going to talk to you about two baby quilts I designed. These two quilts, very special. They were my second and third quilt I ever made. But I have been pining for decades about quilting. So my first quilt off the rip was very intricate. Take a look. I flipped the corner up so you can see the green backing. I designed the baby quilts myself. These are some of the leftover scraps. But if you're going to do your own design, you're going to need a quilting journal so that you can keep track of everything you're doing. The date you started, when you finished, what patterns you are coming up with, and how you want it designed. Measurements are very key. Quilting math is something else. Even the colors I used. Then I had an ideal of sizes here. Cross that off because, yeah, that wasn't it. Then some more work I did on the backing, measurements. And this was the first quilt and how I wanted it laid out. And then when you finish with the quilt top, you have to quilt it. You have to make a sandwich and quilt it. So first time doing free motion quilting, I had to do it with an ink pen. So I practiced figure eights, I practiced circles and lines, I practiced what they call meandering, and it was a bit much. Anyway, let me show you the actual quilts. When I first started the quilts, I had just moved back to America and I was living with one of my sons and I didn't have the materials, but a quilting friend hooked me up with a lot of the necessities. I bought some other few little items like this board that I put on my bed so I could cut without my cutting board dipping down because the cutting board is flexible. But you can see some of the cuttings I made in the top right corner of the board. Those are some of the squares I started cutting. From these fat quarters, this was a bundle of 5 different colors. I have them here dark to light. These are the first 2 blocks I designed. They're on a board I created to configure the blocks on. And that way I can work with them, move them around, get the design I like. The board is made out of a styrofoam packing sheet and some batting. Then I combined those 2 blocks to make one complete block. I just kept adding the triangles in different ways, trying to get something I like and that would fit into a rectangular quilt. So this is the method I used all while I was living with my son. Then I moved into my own place and set up a dedicated quilting area. Joy, joy, joy! I added a new design wall as well. And this one is flannel. I purchased it from Fonz and Potter. And here you can see I have sewn the blocks together for the first quilt and put them on there. Then I added the middle panel, the sashing, and the border, but those aren't sewn on yet. This is the first baby quilt finished. I have put everything together and put the binding on. I tried to zoom in on this one to show the quilting that I did. You can see it a little bit, but I abandoned it because it was hard. So I just wound up doing wavy lines. The second one on the wall now with my 5K medallion hanging up on the corner. Yep, that's me in the yellow shirt. For the second quilt, I decided to have only one half square triangle block in the center. So I started from the center and worked outwardly. And then I added the solid colors, the pink and the deep purple. So with the quilt top finished, it's now time to sandwich everything together. The backing and the batting need to be pent all together. 3 layers is called the sandwich. You can see I've quilted it here, and I'm starting to wrap the backing around to the front to create a nice border. And there's the finished quilt. I'm showing here the backing of the first quilt and both quilts ready to be shipped off, folded nicely. That's the end of our video. Please subscribe, like, and hit that bell for notification. Thank you.